Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win!
The world of sports is full of legends and icons, but few have shined brighter than that of Michael Jordan. Because here is a man who dominated basketball at arguably its highest level ever and won 6 NBA championships, multiple MVP awards, scoring titles, Defensive Player of the Year titles, and is easily the GOAT of the sport in all the ways that mattered. And as such, he's worth a lot of money and has happily used that money to go and buy things for himself, like a massive yacht and a massive plane. But what does the GOAT special vehicles contain? Well, allow us to show you inside Michael Jordan's private jet and mega yacht. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 7, a love of yachts. Now, it'd be very easy to say that Michael Jordan has a yacht. He's worth over $1.6 billion and he can absolutely go and afford such a craft. However, what might surprise you is that Michael Jordan really loves his yachts, to the extent that he owns several of them, including one worth $80 million that we will be detailing a bit later. But why? Why does he own so many yachts and want to be out on them so much? Well, you'd have to ask the man yourself, but that's not going to be very easy. Mainly because, as big and prominent as Michael Jordan is, he does like to keep an air of mystery and privacy to him and his items. In fact, there is little known about some of the yachts that he has because he's worked hard to try to keep it that way. But that doesn't mean we know nothing, as there's plenty of pictures of him on these various yachts, and we can discern what they contain and what he does on them. For example, meet number 6, Mr. Terrible. First up is the interestingly named Mr. Terrible. This is a yacht that hasn't been officially confirmed to be owned by Michael Jordan, and yet it absolutely looks to be his for various reasons. Not the least of which is that he's been seen on it a lot, and you can't go and charter it despite it just sitting in a port, which kind of seems to indicate that a royal heiress has the rights to the boat, or should we say, super yacht. Yeah, despite it being called Mr. Terrible, it's anything but. It's a 154-foot super yacht that has all the amenities that someone like Michael Jordan would love. Not the least of which is a range of 2,700 nautical miles, which allows him to get away from it all days at a time without having to make port. And according to reports, that's exactly what he does. He'll go and take it out and just relax without any of the pressure that is usually put upon someone like him. But while it may seem to be a getaway cruise, if you will, trust us when we say it has luxury to burn. For example, near the controls of the ship is a hot tub, complete with a bar and a 50-inch TV that has a remote that is waterproof and is able to float in the water, so you'll never lose it. This is perfect for when Michael and his friends want to relax while still being in control of everything around them. But what if they want more active things to do? Well, then they just need to go and do some moving to the rear parts of the ship, where there is a full-on fishing area, complete with a live bait tank and even scuba gear should you want to go diving. It has been well documented that Michael Jordan is an avid fisherman, so you can bet that things like this are just some of his favorite parts of going on his yachts. Number 5, the interior. Lest you think that MJ is only showing his best on the outside of the boat, one look of the interior of Mr. Terrible will prove that theory completely wrong. Not the least of which is the stylistic interior that is a mix of various styles including Art Deco that helps create a unique feel no matter where you are inside. But the real treat is the space and everything that goes with it. There's a saloon, because, well, of course there is, and plenty of areas for MJ, his family, his friends, or just his guests to relax in and enjoy each other's company while they drink, eat, and be merry. Which means that sometimes the guests need to stay the night. So when Michael Jordan can happily offer as the interior of the yacht has rooms for up to 12 guests, not including MJ himself. But why just have friends over for a day trip when you can go and do various things over the course of a couple of days? Oh, and just to be clear here, Michael Jordan's master suite is the nicest of the bunch. It not only has a beautiful bed with a skylight mixed with an art mosaic above him, but it has an en-suite with a copper tub and wood paneling that just makes it shine in all sorts of different ways. All in all, Mr. Terrible was estimated to be worth $21 million, which is pretty expensive, but only a drop in the bucket for someone like Michael Jordan. And recall that this isn't his biggest or most expensive yacht. That would be the vessel known as Number 4, Joy. Yep, Michael Jordan apparently has an $80 million mega yacht that he called Joy, probably because of all the things he can do on the vessel that far outstretches Mr. Terrible. First up, this vessel is really big. It's 229 feet long. That's 75 feet longer than Mr. Terrible was, and that was a super yacht if you recall. Plus, this ship is so massive in both height and length that it has 5 decades that are full of all sorts of things for people like MJ, his family, and his guests to enjoy. And we're pretty sure you can't guess everything that's within it, but we're going to break it all down for you. Number 3, the sports deck. There is a lot of ways to interpret how luxury a yacht like Joy will have, but for Michael Jordan, there's arguably one thing that cannot be denied, and that his favorite thing is more than likely the basketball court. Yes, on the back side of the boat there is a basketball court. No, it's not as big as an actual NBA court, as that would take up 3/4 of the yacht itself. Rather, this is a court where you could have some fun and do some one-on-one plays with friends or guests to get the adrenaline going and just have some fun. And we all know that MJ didn't want to retire from basketball, so even in his current age, we think he's got some moves to show off. But if for some unknown reason people don't want to play basketball, they can actually convert that very deck into a menagerie of other sporting ventures, including soccer, badminton, and so on. In fact, that is one of the main treats of Joy, is that she's a vessel that has versatility built into her very core. Number 2, everything you need inside. Joy is outfitted with the ability to close up if it needs to in order to keep the cold weather out or the heat in, or to let the air outside in to help cool things down. There are so many suites and bedrooms in Joy that Michael Jordan could have a sizable get-together with friends and house them very easily. Like Mr. Terrible, there is a bar, an open dining area, comfortable lounge areas, jacuzzis, hot tubs, and so much more. You almost have to wonder why Michael Jordan would ever leave his yacht. And the answer is simple: he has to fly somewhere else. Number 1, the private jet. It would honestly be kind of shocking if Michael Jordan didn't have his own private jet, because this is a guy who very much needs such a thing to get around the country and around the world at times, including getting to his yachts. Sure enough, he has a Gulfstream G-550, and just one look at it will very easily tell you that MJ has customized it, because not only does it have the Air Jordan logo, it's colored in North Carolina colors in reference to his alma mater. Then he went and repainted it to have an elephant-like pattern from one of his favorite Air Jordan shoes. So once you go inside, you'll see that it's naturally luxurious and able to carry up to 16 people. Perfect for when you need to go to the Caribbean and board a yacht for some adventures, right? And arguably the best part for MJ is that the jet is able to be in the air for 12 hours at a time, so that it will always get him to his destination in the first try. You can also bet that the jet has a bar, because again, of course it does, cigars, again, because of course it does, and various forms of entertainment for his guests. In other words, a perfect way for MJ to get around. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various parts of Michael Jordan's yacht and his private jet? Do you think after looking at these rides they are befitting a man of his royal aptitude? Do you think that MJ might have gone a bit overboard with these vehicles of the land and sea? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.